Hey guys, welcome to the weekly Kevin Bacon challenge. It'll begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so I'm going to give a brief overview of what I'm going to do. This is the first video I'm ever uploading to this channel. I've had it for 5 years now, and I just used it as a favorite, where I favorite things. I didn't use it to upload anything, but I decided that I do daily vlogs, and every Saturday I was doing this, and it just seemed like most of my video was, a good 4 or 5 minutes of it was doing this. So I was like, I have this other channel, I'm not doing anything with it. I'm going to dedicate it to these Kevin Bacon challenges. And if you're just randomly selecting this as the first video you're seeing of mine, brief overview is, you give me a list of names, like however many names I get within a week, I'll take 4 or 5 of them, and I will try to connect that person to Kevin Bacon. And yes, I do go and do research if I don't know a whole lot of what movie it is. Most of them I know, and I don't need help anywhere. So basically, it's a fun little game I get to play, and we get to see how much movie knowledge I actually know and how much I don't. So here we go. Names this week: Nathan Fillion, Bruce Willis, Cameron Diaz, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Okay, we're going to start Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion was in Two Girls, a Guy, in a Pizza Place last season. I think he was the girl's guy, if I'm thinking correctly. Anyways, with Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds was in X-Men Origins Wolverine with Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman was in X-Men First Class with Kevin Bacon. That's one. Okay, Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was married to Demi Moore. Demi Moore... Are they divorced yet or not? I don't know. Anyways, Demi Moore was with Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher was in Cheaper by the Dozen with Steve Martin. Steve Martin was in Bringing Down the House with Queen Latifah. And Queen Latifah was in Beauty Shop with Kevin Bacon. Okay, Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz was in Vanilla Sky, and I have no idea why she did another movie with Tom Cruise. That movie sucked. I didn't even see it. I know it sucked. Everybody says it sucked. I refuse to see it. The premise of it looked like it sucked. It made no sense to me. A lot of things don't make sense to me, but that's another thing. Anyway, she's in it with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise was married to Nicole Kidman. Why am I slapping my hands? Was married to Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman was in Stepford Wives with Matthew Broderick. Matthew Broderick is married to Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm making sure I don't mess up my Sarahs because my next Sarah's coming up. Sarah Jessica Parker was in Footloose with Kevin Bacon, which I've only seen bits and parts of. I should really watch that movie. Anyways, Sarah Michelle Gellar was Buffy in Buffy the Vampire series opposite Willow, Allison Hannigan. Allison Hannigan was in American Pie movies, well, the majority of them, the main ones with the main cast, with Eugene Levy. I haven't seen the movies, but I'm pretty sure that's her husband's dad. I forget what his name is. I think he had sex with a pie. And I'm digressing again. Anyways, Eugene Levy was in several Steve Martin movies, one of them being Bringing Down the House with Queen Latifah, who was in Beauty Shop with Kevin Bacon. There you go. And Dwayne Johnson. Wow, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Yeah. Dwayne Johnson was... Oh, I just realized another way I can do this. I'll give you a 2 for Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne Johnson was in the Journey 2 movie with Josh Hutcherson. Hutchinson. Why can't I say that? Hutchinson was in The Hunger Games with Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence was in X-Men First Class with Kevin Bacon. Also, Dwayne Johnson was in The Scorpion King with Kelly Hu. Kelly Hu was in the second X-Men movie with Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman was in X-Men First Class with Kevin Bacon. Oh, I just thought of that one. I completely forgot about that one. But on another topic, because I said The Hunger Games and Jennifer Lawrence, apparently Gary Ross, that directed The Hunger Games, is not going to direct the next one in the series, Catching Fire, because time constraints. They want to get the movie out before Jennifer has to run off in January and shoot the sequel for X-Men First Class. So like the Twilight movies, they wanted it done instantly so they could have it out within a year. Actually, less than a year. No, it's not this November, it's next November they want to have it out by. So, because of that, they're going to change the directors, which I don't know. Thoughts and opinions on that, leave me names down below, if you remember. And I think I've ranted enough today. Yes. So, in my signature classic move that I do even in my vlogs, I will see you guys next week.
That's it for this week's challenge. Remember to like, favorite, and leave names in the comments for next week. Also, if you want to, you can check out my vlogging channel, last week's challenge, or subscribe for the next week's KBC. All my links are in the bump bar. I will school you in a week.